talk about our predictions, our famed predictions in terms of what we believe are the top six in the Premier League could stack up like. And let's talk through which teams have signed what kind of players. Why do we believe they might finish in the top four, top six, etc. Why don't you start, Dheeraj?
Sure. I'll name the six teams which I believe would finish in the top six. I'll tell you my winner later. I think City
Okay,
will
so why
make.
don't do you want to start from bottom or are you starting from top?
I'm just giving you the six names which I believe will come in the top six.
Okay,
We'll make the order later. I think City
okay,
will make a
okay,
comeback this season. City is a given. Liverpool with the kind
fair.
of transfer window they have had will be there.
Yeah,
Arsenal have fared well in the transfer window once again, and they have solved a lot of their problems that they had last year. The
yeah,
striker has been a big problem for Arsenal. They have signed that one. Over reliance on a couple of players for the creativity has been a problem. They have solved that
yeah,
as well. So,
yeah,
City, Liverpool, Arsenal, I believe, would be in there. Chelsea
yeah,
has gone strength to strength. They were already pretty strong last year. On the back of winning the Club World Cup, they are again making a lot of. They are making the most number of signings year on year anyway. I
yeah.
think Chelsea would be the fourth one. Fifth one,
Hmm.
between Newcastle and Aston Villa, I was torn. I
Okay.
believe I believe it'll be Aston Villa because even though they have lost quite a couple of players, I think they have replaced them well, and I believe Emery understands Premier League very well. He has
Yeah,
still kept the spine of his player. He still has his best striker. He still
yeah.
has a lot of midfield solutions. I believe
Right.
Aston Villa could be a fifth one. Uh,
Hmm.
Sixth one would be a hot take, but I believe United to come in the top six after finishing 15th last year. I have my reasons. Yes, one, I'm delusional. That is my biggest reason. But
Yeah,
second reason is we have made the solutions that were pending from a long time.
yeah,
And we have seen a increase in the trust shown in the manager.
yeah,
I think that stands for a lot. I think we're making a lot of players who are not needed. I've always felt the negative players should be the first ones to go out and then you
yeah,
build the team. So this time we're taking care of both. I really hope by the end of the window that is a complete project in itself.
yeah.
More than one incomplete position in number six, I think we have a good squad to finish that. I think if you compare last year, if you had told me if we were to compare squads, I wasn't very bullish. This year with Bumo, Cunha,
Yeah.
Seshko, Bruno, Menu, Ugarte, I'm quite confident that we will finish in the top six.
Okay, so no Newcastle, no Spurs.
No Newcastle, no Spurs.
Wow, that's a bold take. So now give me the positions. Why don't we start from the sixth? Is that Manchester United? Or
Yeah, let's go with six Manchester United.
okay,
Actually, let's go sixth Aston Villa and fifth Manchester United.
okay,
I
okay.
think
Now
fourth,
about the top four.
I think it'll be fourth will be Arsenal.
Oh wow.
Third will
Okay,
be
fourth Arsenal.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Second would be Liverpool.
Wow.
And I believe City will reclaim the crown this year.
Wow. What makes you say City win it over Liverpool?
Because Pep Guardiola has always come up with an answer whenever he has lost a trophy. You could go back to last 15 years, whenever he has lost a trophy, he has come back with
Yeah.
solutions. I don't think he has lost, he's not won 2 years in a row. And they have lost big player in Kevin De Bruyne. And again, we have heard that Rodri got injured. That being
Yeah.
said, the solutions he's brought in, Renders, Cherky, I think them will, these players will bring the perfect chances for Haaland to finish. Haaland with a bad season went off with 22 goals last year. I think
Yeah.
we'll see a rejuvenated Haaland this year, and I think City will take it. Maybe
And
not by a
let's not,
landslide.
yeah, let's not forget that it's not about this window where even Ryan
Yeah.
Aitnouri came
Hmm.
in addition to Cherky and Reinders. They also made a lot of signings in the winter transfer window,
Yeah.
which is where they got a little more stable, and those players would have got chances to settle in. So City will definitely be a team that will challenge, that will be in and around. If I were to talk about my top three, I am very clear that this could be a three-horse race this season
Hmm.
between City, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Hmm.
Liverpool, for all, if you were to talk with all the wisdom, Liverpool definitely look like favorites. They won the last year. They have uh, very nicely strengthened the squad. They have gotten players in for a lot of key positions. They're even going after Isak, which I think after a lot of drama should go through. That being said, I feel, and I may sound like an Arsenal fan at this point in time, but this could be Arsenal's year. I think Gyökeres could be the solution they're looking for. Zubimendi, Norgard, they have strengthened their pivot, or it might allow Odegaard to move up forward a little bit. They have replacements for Saka in Madueke, where because Saka, if he got injured, they were really left missing solutions from that right wing spot. So you could consider it a hot take as well, but I am going with Arsenal winning the league, Liverpool finishing second, Manchester City third, Chelsea fourth.
Hmm.
And Chelsea reasons are pretty similar for me. I think they have strengthened the squad well. Maresca has got a hold of his players. He is driving a style of play. You see them coming off a big win in the Club World Cup as well. So I think the squad is in a decent shape to do well. Now, when it comes to fifth and sixth is where the real competition starts. To be very honest, I feel Aston Villa, Newcastle, Manchester United, Spurs could be in the mix. Spurs, I have a feeling that Thomas Frank might not be the best solution for them because they're moving diametrically opposite from the style of play of the manager.
Hmm.
Postecoglou is a very attacking manager. Thomas Frank comes across to me as a very pragmatic manager, and
Agree.
to drive those shifts, those changes. My another hot take is Thomas Frank could be one of the first managers to get sacked. Spurs are trigger happy, so you never know. So that takes Spurs out of the equation for me.
Hmm.
If we were to talk about last year, I don't think Nottingham Forest will be able to
Yeah.
keep up this season in a similar shape. So that leaves us with Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Manchester United. Manchester United without Europe, without the uh, worry of having to play Wednesday/Thursday and then Sunday again, and the recruitment that they have done, I feel United are a very strong uh, contender for that top six spot. And there I will agree with you. Given we don't have Europe this season, United could be number five. And for the number six spot, it definitely will be between Aston Villa and Newcastle for me. My reasons slightly similar to yours. Newcastle are playing the Champions League. They haven't strengthened enough. I think Ilanga is the only
Yeah.
attacking player that they have signed, and they will need a depth of squad to be able to play uh, Wednesday and Saturday/Sunday again. On the other hand, Aston Villa are also playing Europa League, but they probably have the squad in them to be able to compete in Europa League as well as the Premier League. So I think they finished sixth. So I think our top six is looking the same. Apart from the order, we like don't have another club contending for those spots as per us.
Do you rate Brighton to fight for the top six?
Brighton, I think, have always been that club where they will produce really good style of play. You will feel good seeing a team like that. But I think they are yet to make a step up in terms of in order to compete with the other teams. They might be there and thereabouts come start of the season, but I think when the good teams really get going, is when they step up a notch, and which that stepping up I don't think Brighton has been able.
No, I agree. There was a stat that they are the most mid team in England because out of 180 games, when they finished 180 games in Premier League, they had 60 wins, 60 losses, and 68 draws. So they are like by
Yeah,
definition the most mid team in Premier League. But yeah, I think there was a time when we saw Brighton really punch above their weight, and even during every season we see Brighton produce some scintillating upsets
yeah,
across the top six. So that is one team which I always feel will punch above their weight, maybe top eight, top 10. But yeah,
yeah,
I think we are aligned on our top six, just not on the positions. It'll be an interesting read after the season finishes. Where do you
absolutely,
think?
absolutely.
Yeah, I think this is a good enough place to stop for the top
Perfect,
six.
perfect. So let's move forward and talk about our predictions for Manchester United. We have a few categories in, and the first one, I think both of us, with what we
Have
have
answered.
put in the previous one, we have answered that. So
10
both of
positions
us
up is
think
what we are saying. From 15th to 5th is United. United will move.
absolutely, absolutely, and I think that given the backing Amorim has got from Ineos at this point in time, I think I would say top six finish is a bare minimum for
Hmm.
Amorim round.
Hmm.
Cool. Let's move forward. Let's talk about our goal scorer solutions. Maybe I will start on this one. And I think our top goal scorer for this season will be Brian Mbeumo.
Hmm.
With Bruno Fernandes playing slightly deeper on a more regular basis, Cunha being really good finding those solutions and playing the ball in, because he tends to take more shots from outside the box, so his probability of getting those goals will be relatively lesser. Buemo, I think, finds really good spots, and Shesko, I think, will take a little bit of time to get going. I think Buemo will be our top scorer this season. What
Hmm.
about you?
There's a player I want to be there, which should be Sheshko, but I think realistically, and this is like where you and I will differ, but our answers are quite in the same field, but I feel it'll be Cunha. I've
Okay.
known and I've seen Brian Bumo play very close to the goal when Visa wasn't there.
Yeah.
With a number nine solution, he usually hugs the sideline. He is a
Yeah.
great crosser of the ball. My next answer, most number of assists this year, would be Brian Bumo. But I do believe
Okay.
that Cunha would be the one who would be scoring the most number of goals, only from the fact that he scores from everywhere. He has the
That
knack
is
of
true.
getting into the box. He'll score from outside the box. I think he's a maverick of a player that we have gotten.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite signings this year, and he is the kind of player like United was, you know, a, a character like who's very who's you cannot predict what he's going to do the next moment. He has a drive in him.
True.
He can drive forward, and he has a goal in him. We saw that he overperformed his XG by almost double last year. So that
Yeah.
is why
Come
I
to
back.
think of it,
Hmm.
Shesko, Buemo, Cunha, Bruno with penalties.
Hmm.
Either of them could be the top
Yeah,
goal scorer, and that's the beauty of this team right now.
yeah,
And which is where we should see a lot more goals than we saw in the past. So I
yeah.
think you have already spoken about somebody who will get most number of assists. For me, I think this is going to be Bruno. He hasn't had quality goal scorers in front of him for the
Hmm.
longest. Still, he has managed to get a lot of assists with the likes of Cunha, Embuemo, Sheshko in front of him. I think he's going to thrive as a playmaker, and he's going to get a lot of assists this season. So,
I
which
think
is
he'll get a
where
lot of pre-assists, but the final assist might be Boomos and Cunha. But let's see.
let's see how that plays out. Okay, the next category, young player to break out for Manchester United. And there could be certain definition wise, certain the different profiles you could look at. But
Hmm.
yeah, let's talk about somebody who hasn't had a lot of minutes in the first team as yet. But by the end of this season, they could be somebody who we look out to for as, yes, this young player has broken out for the team.
Yeah, I'm going with my answer from last year itself. The man was injured for quite a long time. We don't have a solution in their this position, number six, number eight positions. Menu would be my hot take for the young player to break out. I
Yeah,
don't think he's a player who needs to break out. I think he's already had uh, a great season, great first season for both United as well as England. I think it's
yeah,
about building from strength to strength, and I believe this might be the season he would do it. It's all about, you mentioned it earlier in the pod, it's all about finding his best position. And I think that onus
true.
is on Amorim to find the best solution. Because Menu is the kind of player you should build your team around. He's the kind of technical player, he's the kind of exciting player who fans love
Yeah,
to see. The fact that he has come from the very area of Manchester, it just fills my heart to say that, we have to make the best of Menu. We
yeah.
cannot let go of a talent like Menu from our team.
True, true. I don't know if my choice for this particularly classifies as somebody who will break out, but in the sense that where the world sees him today, I think they will uh, respect him a lot more come the end of this season, and I think that is going to be Lenny Euro.
Hmm.
We have been following Manchester United games up close, and we are seeing the kind of player he is. He can be tremendous amount of potential, and I think the world will also see that potential this year when he proves it week in week out in the Premier League. So Lenny Euro is my answer to the young player who will become a standout at the end of this season.
Brilliant, brilliant. Where do you think,
Oh,
if we're both thinking that United finishes fifth by the end of the season, where do you see United finish at around Christmas? Let's say Boxing Day, where do you see United playing that?
I think with the squad still coming together a little bit, with a little bit of a difficult start at the beginning in terms of fixtures, I think we might be slightly slower to begin with, and we may be seventh, but we will make up a couple of spots and be fifth at the end of the season. So yeah, at Christmas, Boxing Day when we play our game, we will be seventh is what my prediction is.
No, I think we have to start strong without the distraction of Europe. I think we'd be sixth around Christmas, and we'll do one
Okay.
better in the second half of the season.
Perfect, perfect. And then now talking about the cup run with the League Cup and FA Cup, the only two cup competitions will be a part of this season. Where do you think we will finish, or what round we will reach? Which do we get into the big games at Wembley as part of the cup run this season? What is your thought?
See, we have to win one of these this year with, again, to sound like a broken record, without the distraction of Euro. I
Yeah.
want us to win the FA Cup and become the team who has won it the most number of times. I think we are drawn with Arsenal for now.
Is that your prediction as well, or this is
Yes,
something you're
yes.
okay?
Winners
Perfect.
for FA Cup and
Yeah.
Carabao Cup. I think we'll go till, say, I'd like us to go the distance, but I think I'll take something till a semi-final or so. Semi-final and above.
Oh, okay. Perfect. In fact, I think I have a similar expectation, but I think for the FA Cup is where we will reach the semi-final
Hmm.
with us putting a lot of focus on the Premier League as well. We may not be able to go ahead and win it, but I think Carabao is something that we are going to win again after a couple of years this season and have one trophy to finish with at the end of the year.
A trophy and fifth position. I'll take that from the season.
Absolutely, absolutely. And fifth might be good enough to uh, take us back to the Champions League if the coefficient of English teams continues to be higher. So, provided that English clubs perform well in this year's Champions League, fifth spot could be good enough, and this will take us to the Champions League. So, yeah, this could be a big year if this were to happen. Every year, Dheeraj, we talk about the fact that we will be pragmatic. We will keep all the practicalities in mind. But even though United finished 15th last year, we are still predicting United finishing in a Champions League spot.
And I think
I think,
I think that's the magic of our club. It's
yeah,
a kudos to Ineos as well for making us believe. I don't think if we had a different or a more difficult transfer window, we'd be saying this. But we have gotten three top players, two of them from Premier League. We are still
Yeah,
vying for two more signings in midfield and goalkeeping. If we get
yeah.
that, I'd say 21 is coming. But for now, I'll take fifth and a FA Cup win.
Perfect, perfect. This has been a fun one. Hopefully, we will come back to this and we will have a lot of good things to talk about when we revisit this come the end of this Premier League season. We are really excited about the Premier League season. It kicks off next Sunday for United fans with the game against Arsenal at Old Trafford. Really excited for that one. We will see you in the preview episode of the game against Arsenal soon. Thanks for joining in. And as always, this is our purge. Let's knock him off. Until next time, stay united.